Hi, everyone. Dr. Vicky here, speaking to you from the Seeds of Transformation Healing Center in Wareham, Massachusetts, USA. It's time for Taroscopes again. We're going to be doing the Taroscopes for the sign of Aquarius. That's Aquarius Sun, Aquarius Moon, Aquarius Rising, for the month of November 2023. October was quite a month, and November is also going to be quite a month. We don't have eclipses this month, but we do have some powerful full moons and new moons, and it's just a powerful time. We're still vibrating from last month's eclipses, and they will stay. We'll be vibrating with this stuff for longer than just this month. Excuse me. So as always, we'll start with the astrology. Take a look at some astrology for Aquarius, things that might be of interest for you. Then we'll do the tarot reading, and then I will pull a oracle card. And this month I'm pulling from the Spirit of the Wheel deck, one of my favorites. Okay, let's get started. All right, just be patient with me as always. It's always a little bit of an adventure getting to where I need to be when it comes to the computer. Oops, see what I mean? This is like ridiculous, right? Okay, here we go. You can't see what's going on. I know that, which is good. So you wouldn't want to see this. All right, so we're looking at Aquarius today. We do have the sun, of course, starting the month in Scorpio and then moving into Sagittarius on the 22nd. This time of year for Aquarius is more outward time. It's a time when you're putting yourself out there, you're putting your energy out into the world, in hopes, of course, Aquarius, for a better humanity, really, a better humanity. We have Mercury in Scorpio until the 10th, and then it moves into Sag, and it's there all month. Actually, it's there from the 10th to the 30th, and then on the 1st of next month, it goes into Cap. So it really is this philosophical last 2/3 of the month are going to be quite more philosophical in nature, whereas Mercury in Scorpio, 1st to the 10th, is probably a little bit more emotionally charged as far as the energy that we're all speaking. And for you, that emotional charge is in your house of career. So you might find people in your career area being more forceful and more emotional than usual. But we're living in emotional times. In fact, we have a new moon in that house for you. New moon 21 degrees of Scorpio up in that 10th house. Time for new relationships, because oftentimes if we have a new moon in Libra, we talk about new relationships, but Scorpio is a relationship energy as well. The energy of the relationships of Scorpio are a little bit more fraught and deep because we're dealing with our feelings often, and we're dealing with our money and our shared resources. So it can be a little bit more dicey than usual. But Mars this month for you is in that last quarter of the houses. This last quarter here of the houses, if you separate them into four, is really the outer world. It's about putting your energy in the outer world. And so that's where you're at, Aquarius. And thank you for that, because a lot of people just want to run and hide at this time, and you can't really blame them when we look out the window and see what's being reflected back to us. Jupiter in Taurus retrograde. Uranus still in Taurus retrograde. This is your house of soul, your 4th house, your house of home. There could have been some shakeups at home, and literal shakeups. I mean, what do you call those? Earthquakes, actual earthquakes, for some of you. Some of those earthquakes come up from the past around your family and maybe trauma around your family. That's possible with Uranus there. Now, Uranus is in that area in Taurus for 7 years, so it's not all coming out in one day. But there is that energy. Of course, Jupiter being in that place helps for you to understand what you're feeling and understand and perhaps figure out a meaning for the experiences that you had in the past. And it could also be past life stuff coming up, or it can just be trauma at home, something that that doesn't make you feel particularly safe and stable. We do have the full moon in Gemini. That's your house. So the moon will be in Gemini in your 5th house of love and romance, with the sun being in your house of friends and group associations. That full moon at the end of the month, I believe it's the 28th or the 27th of the month, is could be a time where the tension has sort of broken. The tension has broken, and you could be, go to a work party or something like that, something where you could, you know, be made aware of something that you weren't aware of before. I think in a more pleasant way than what most of the energy has been like of late. Saturn goes direct on the 4th. The beginning of the month is very much illumination, so awareness. The key word, I think, for the first week is awareness. We actually have 3 oppositions within the first week, and they're major oppositions, and timelines sort of converge for us to see what is in front of us, to have an awareness of what's in front of us. And, for most of that awareness comes through authority, and the way that authority is acting and people in charge may be acting in relationship to what's happening on the ground, so to speak. All right. In the first week, we have Mercury making opposition to your ruler, Uranus. Mercury is the lower mind, Uranus is the higher mind. Uranus is that energy of sudden illumination, lightning bolts. And Mercury is our ability to make sense of it. And so we could have an awareness, big awareness, as we start the month. And it's especially for you, you might be the person that illuminates people because you are the energy of Uranus as an Aquarius. So it may be something you say that illuminates a person's view on something. Let's see. So week 2, we have some trines. We have Venus make a trine to Pluto. That's nice. You have Mercury make a trine to Neptune. That's nice as well. There can be a lot of creativity. There can be a lot of ways of transforming. But we can have some really deep healing with that second week of the month. We have the new moon in the 3rd week. We have Venus and Mercury making a yod to Jupiter in that week. Jupiter is figuring out the meaning of things, and that I think the yod to Mercury and Venus will be helpful in people finding meaning and experience and perhaps solutions to get through this time, week 4, we have the Sun and Mars. They are moving together. In fact, at the end of week 3, we had the Sun-Mars conjunction. Week 4, they're sort of moving together. So if something happens to the Sun, it happens to Mars because they're next to each other. So Mars and the Sun really go through some some opportunities for progressive change. We have also have um, a stress on the meaning of things, and then the and the Saturn coming in with the reality check and saying, we need these things, but we need them now, and we need really kind of boots on the ground. And I don't necessarily mean boots on the ground in the war way. I'm talking about it boots on the ground where we really have to like put out what is most important in our feet and go there, right? And go there. All right. Um, and then we have Uranus making a sextile to Neptune, which is always pretty much, well, it's not always, it's been in a sextile to each other for a while now. But they're creating a yod to Venus, which is now in Libra. And just off the off the south node. So there's this energy of, what have you gleaned from your experience, and in the realm of the way it's been done in the past, as far as relationships and the like, and how we can move into the future. So that's sort of the energy right at the end of the month. All right, let's see, full moon, new moon, I said that. Okay, that's good. All right, let's pull some cards. I'm going to use as often I have these earthy decks that I like to use for earth signs, and I thought to myself, well, why can't Aquarius get an earthy deck? So you're going to have an earthy deck, Aquarius. Um I always try to do the funkiest decks for Aquarius, or the top deck, because Aquarius can take it. They can deal with it. They understand it from such a high level, and they're less likely to take it personally. All right. What does Aquarius need to know in November? What do the cards have to say to Aquarius? There's this, I got this message, I guess, I don't know, like a thought in my head that lightning can be a very destructive thing and unpredictable. You never know where it's going to hit unless you create a lightning rod. And when you create a lightning rod, it's actually safer because you can harness the power. It wouldn't stand against the lightning rod when the lightning's around, you know what I'm saying? But it directs it. It can direct it, and you too can direct your power by creating an energetic lightning rod through meditation. Through meditation. The more you utilize a visualization like that, the easier it is for the energy to flow through it. And that's how, when we meditate and we take time to just like sit with ourselves or think, it opens the it's like a tuner on a radio. It opens the frequency, and more information comes in, and help. Like, we all need help. So help. And if you've done the work, then you have the conduit. We start with the 10 of arrows. This 10 of swords in this deck. When I see this is much nicer than most 10s of swords, but it really is about the end of something and the beginning of something. And it's about aiming for what's ahead. It's very future oriented in that respect. But it's also about, it's time for you to stop being the student, and it's time for you to take what you've learned, take what you know, and take it out there and share it, whatever that means. Well, you have to go out and share your energy with this. Let's see what's the challenge to that. Financial. This is a little out of your comfort zone. Plus, I think you're getting a little bit of pushback, that maybe you're not being practical enough. So I want to say that it's not a bad idea to have your feet on the ground because you're in the process of letting go of the arrow, not necessarily the arrow has landed and you see where you're going. So holding back a little bit is probably not bad advice. At the root we have celebration. This is a gathering of people dancing around a fire. This is building up energy. It's very passionate. I almost feel like, did I say you were going to go to a party and meet somebody? Okay, I don't know. That's kind of what this kind of feels like. The need to like let loose, the need to uh feel the fire of creation in a positive way, right? Let's see what's in the past. The Woodward 11. This is the Justice card in this deck. What goes around comes around. You may have had a legal matter that's come full circle. This is in the past. There could have even been a divorce. I don't know why I'm saying that. And now you're on the way to, that's done. That contract is over. It's not unusual at this time because with Pluto squaring the nodes and the resolution node being the South Node in Libra, a lot of people are renegotiating their contracts, including marriage. And we're seeing it in celebrities, right? In the sky we have the Hearthfire, the Eight of Bows. It's interesting because we had the 4 at the bottom of right here. This is the bottom, and then this at the top. And I feel like it's important for you to fan the fires and dance around the fire and build the energy, because it's the light and that energy is going to attract the people that you're going to get to work with, that in order for you to go in the direction you want to go in, perhaps a little bit faster than you have in the past, because the need is greater in some way. Immediate future. Wow. You friendship, three of cups, friendship, support, happiness, celebration, a lot of celebration in this card. Maybe you're having one of those I got divorced parties and now I'm free again. I don't know. How it's seen from the outside, that you need to rest, perhaps, that you need to rest. You need time to navigate the changes that have happened. You need time to be in the chrysalis and push against the boundaries of your life in order to strengthen for the next thing that you're doing. We have the Eight of Cups, rebirth in this deck, in your domestic situation. So this is very good. This is a nice energy to have there. This can also be like moving away from things that you've put a lot of energy into, but it's not fulfilling you. So it's possible that there could be you could be leaving something, or I think there's we all have a fear of abandonment. It's silly to say that you do, because we all have it. It's the deepest. It's one of our deepest pains is the pain of abandonment, and because we remember what it was like to be in the oneness, and now we're sort of out here in this world, and look at this world. Look what's being wrought in this world, and it's hard. It's hard. It's hard to be human. We I guess need to see it and feel it and know it, so that we can transcend it, so that we can understand it, so we can heal it and we can move on. And this Eight of Vessels is a healing card, but it's like you finally bring the healing to yourself. It's not just about healing everybody else. hopes and fears, that you'll find your guiding star. You're not there yet. You're not there, but you have to build the energy. You have to build up the energy. That's going to help bring the opportunities and the people and the energy, to know what that next step's going to be. So don't worry that you don't have a vision. And we have the world tree or the world card. This is about beginning and endings, but it's also about manifestation. So by the end of this month, I think you're going to have your answer of what your next step is going to be. Yeah, so we have some the three of swords, which is, or arrows, which is, getting your heart broken. We have the moon, which is deep emotional pain. And we have the resurrection card. This is the great bear in this card, the judgment, but this is about coming up from the dead. Coming up from the dead. So waking up to your true self, to your true spiritual self. So pretty much these cards are saying that you've been through a very difficult period. Something has come to an end. It's time for you to cut loose a little bit, be less serious, maybe, have a little fun, and rest. Fun, rest, and nurturance and healing. That's what you need. And it's going to bring a point of manifestation to you, where you're going to manifest your next step. Okay, let's see what the spirit of the wheel has to say. We'll see if it lines up with this. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes this part of it doesn't resonate for you at all, and then I read the oracle, and you're like, oh, that's why I had to listen. Hopefully you got something out of the reading. All right. What does Aquarius need to be aware of? I had a cup of tea. What did I do with that? Oh, tea. West, Mudjiguous, recuperation, creativity, and dreams. It does resonate with the read. All right, where's my little book here? I'll hold this up so you can see it. Let me just get the right one. This is number 12. Okay. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Bears. Mudjiguous. Sorry, guys. For those of you who know what that is. Recuperation, creativity, and dreams. The chaos of your outer world has left you feeling malnourished. The West card signifies a time for retreat, a journey within, to rest your body, mind, and spirit. Enter the silence where dreams are born, for healing to occur at the deepest level. Listen to the heartbeat of the Great Mother and feel the pulse of oneness that is the blood of her very existence. Find the quiet place within where you may view your own dreams and nourish that before bringing them out into the light. And this is your prayer. It's a prayer for guidance. It says, pray for guidance. You need and be sure to thank Spirit for the answers you receive. Within the meditative state of the West, we are able to connect with the dream source and replenish our own creativity. And here's your prayer. Spirit powers of the West, guide me on my journey into the silence, where I may feel the spirit of my dreams come to life. Help me to replenish my creativity so that I may move into a more balanced and harmonious state of mind. Yes, sirree. that's the message. Like and subscribe if you would. Give me a thumbs up. It's very helpful for the algorithm. If you'd like to support me, I do have a Patreon channel, $5 a month if you want to support me. Or you can, there's a donate thing down there as well. Or I'd love to meet you, get to know the people who watch me. Come have a reading. I do astrology, numerology, Kabbalah, combination readings. If it's your first time and you can afford to have the 90-minute reading, I would suggest that because we go over a lot of stuff in the beginning. If you're just coming in for an update, an hour is usually sufficient, but you know, and there are links below for that as well. So I want to thank you all for supporting me in my journey to share what I know. And I thank you for your support and your love and your concern when concern is obviously needed. Whew. All right, guys, take care. Have a wonderful month and take care of yourselves. Rest up. Rest up. The dream is unfolding.